And if we start with Cellavision, I mean, tell us a little about what kind of industry did you disrupt? How was it before you entered the market? And could you tell me a little bit about the environment that the laboratory work was in?
Oh, absolutely. Well, what we do, how many of you know Cellavision? There are a couple of you. Yeah, that's good. And so what we do is that we have automatized and digitalized the final step in the lab chain. So there were automation going on the steps prior to the in-depth analysis that is the final step in the hematology labs, right? And prior to Cellavision, this is being done manually. And I'm saying this is being done manually because 82% of the world's large laboratories still do this manually. We are in the large laboratories in Northern Europe, in northern parts of America, in China, we're quite large, but for the rest of the world, they're still doing this manually. And what that means is that they, when an in-depth analysis needs to be done, they make a smear and a stain, and they use the manual microscopy to start counting the white blood cells by hand, and then performing the actual analysis. And this is something that can be done in a much better way if you use a computer, if you use software, and if you use a robot technique and a camera. And that is what Christopher Reyes back in the days sort of found out. It's like we should use people where people are supposed to be used, and we're supposed to use technique and digitalization where that is the more superior way of doing it. So that is how he started off.
And one of the benefits with digitalizing the image of the cells is that you can actually send it to someone else.
Exactly.
That could join in the judging of this material,
yeah.
right?
So
because otherwise you have to be present in the room where the microscope was.
Yeah.
Right?
And these are the really tough cases in the laboratories where we talk about cancer or lymphoma. So if you have a case like that, you sit with that for a while, and then you can't do anything else, obviously. But instead, letting the computer do it, you sort of review the sample instead. And if you want a second opinion, you just send it off via the network. And that is, of course, that's something that you helped us with, creating that infrastructure so we have a good network capabilities. Because that was also, back in the days in '98 when Cellavision was founded, the network solutions weren't that great and are still not that great and are sometimes limiting. So this is super important.